respect my grandparents in a lot of ways. I really do. They have achieved their major accomplishment in their lifetime, and they have taught me a lot of wisdom that inspire me in various ways. However, when it comes to driving, the story changes. I want to ask you guys a question. Have you ever guys rode a car with your grandparents? I'm sure many of you guys have. For me, driving with my grandparents was a nightmare, a true nightmare. They drive through the roads as if they were F1 drivers, and they just weren't really that great with their driving. Anyways, besides the point, considering how people are getting killed by those fatal crashes that happens every day in our lives, and the tragedy that happens with car accidents, I think government should encourage elders like my grandparents to regulate their driving as well as strongly regulating their driving. Often heart-aching incidents happen due to car accidents by elders driving. According to University of Washington Law Review, Anna Badaraku, age of 23, a young woman was walking down a sidewalk when suddenly white Lexus veered off the road and jumped onto her and struck her behind, unfortunately killing her. Now, the driver of the Lexus was 84-year-old old woman who, according to Anna's father, was an accident waiting to happen. Like this, fatal crashes happens every day in our lives, and it is important for people to understand that we have to regulate and encourage elders to retake their license in order to prevent those tragedies from happening. Secondly, too much death is involved in car crashes every day. According to CDC, which stands for Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, around 5,560 older adults were killed and more than 214,000 were injured in motor vehicle crashes. Now, this amounts to 15 older adults and 586 adults getting injured daily in our lives. Can you imagine that number? I mean, if we at least decrease the amount of elders from the car incidents, I think we can drastically decrease the number of motor vehicle accidents as well. Finally, let's face the truth. Now, I might be sounding mean to elders and I might be offensive, but as much as I respect them, it is an undeniable fact that they lack an ability to drive up to standard. Elder care locators suggest that after the age of 75, risk increases because motorists might have health conditions or take medication that can negatively affect their driving abilities. But one might argue, what if they don't have any type of health issues or they don't take any medication? Well, that's why, in order for them to prove that they don't have any type of problems that is vital for driving, it is necessary for them to retake the driving test and renew the license. So let me end with a question. I'm sure many of you guys, let me end speech with a simple question. Does anyone want to live in a world where car accidents don't happen? Well, obviously, right? I believe that regulating elders driver is a good starting point to lower the accidents as well as decrease in the fatal accidents every year. So why don't you guys encourage your grandparents to renew their license, or to take a further step, write an email to Department of Motor Vehicle to have an actual change. Thank you.